Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo time trial where, yes, we're in Super Formula for the possibly third time this week. Daily Race A, we've got the Nations Cup and now the time trial. A bit crazy to me. But even so, you can see we're at Suzuka, Super Formula, racing soft tyres. I put this at a medium because you'll have done quite a few of these laps already. You do need good reactions though, and an estimate of around 137.1. If you get into the 36s, I think you'll be absolutely fine in terms of that golden 2 million credits. Now, if you do enjoy this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. But without further ado, what we are going to do is jump into this lap, and I'm going to go into a bit more detail compared to Daily Race A and explain a bit more in how to get this 2 million credits. You can see there's no brake balance on this lap because you can't adjust it. We're going to head in towards turn 1. We're going to take a middle of the road approach, and the end of the curb on the right hand side is your first brake marker. As that leaves the screen, that is when you're going to hit the brakes. So as we go through here then, you're going to hit the brakes, you're going to go towards the outside, you're going to drop down towards third gear, okay? Third gear is what you're going to need here. You're going to see that now, hard on the brakes, come to third gear, we release the brakes, turn in. You want to clip curbs. Curbs rotate the car, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. So fourth gear, we can lift off a little bit over towards the right. We clip the curb over towards the left now. Once again, lift off a little bit on the curb, even though it rotates you. As we come into here, you want to just lift and go through there. And it's quite critical you get the S's right, okay? Especially the left before that long right. If you get that wrong, it's going to compromise your right and this section here. We head towards Tidgney 1, where on the left-hand side, there is a 50 board. Now, that 50 board is not a brake marker, it's a turn-in marker. Now, if you are struggling a little bit here, you may want to lift off, but you can do this flat, and that's what I'm going to do on the wheel. I think I lift on the pad, but we'll have a look in the pad lap. So we go into here. Oh, I did a tiny lift there as I hit the bump. Now, on the left-hand side, we have the Marshall tent. You want to brake as that hits the edge of your screen. You can see here, I'm braking early, and this actually is a really bad sector 2 for me, if I'm honest with you, and it really is a frustrating lap because of it. But even so, I brake a little bit too early here. You want to brake at the Marshall tent, turn in. Notice I have to delay the throttle because I turned in a bit too early as we continue on out of there. And we're going to head towards the hairpin. You can see I'm down on my previous lap as well. So on the left-hand side, we have the Dunlop sign. As that leaves the screen on the left-hand side, you're going to hit the brakes and brake in a straight line, okay? I want you to brake in a straight line towards the corner. And I don't know if I do it on this particular lap, whether I brake a straight line or towards the corner, but we're going to see now. And there we go. We brake towards the corner, release it, we go to second gear, and then we accelerate out the corner. Be careful of wheel spin on the exit. If you get too much wheel spin, you're going to spin as well. So just be careful of that. Lift off a little bit if you are struggling, and then continue towards Spoon. Now, Spoon, well, I go even faster here than I did on Daily Race A because that 50 board is a great marker. I want you to dab the brakes, drop to fifth gear, and just turn left. Just turn left, and the car will stick. Arguably, you can actually accelerate through this corner as well and gain even more time. So the 50 board is right there. You're seeing it now. So watch this. We're going to dab the brakes, chuck it in, and then we're going to accelerate towards the outside. Then we start to brake before the end of that curb on the right side. You need to be off the curb before the end of it there. If you're not, you're going for a spin and validate your lap and all that good stuff. Try and turn in quite early here and make sure you clip the curb on the inside, but don't accelerate 100% throttle when you do touch that curb on the inside because you will oversteer the car. There we go. Notice that I lifted a little bit when I touched the curb and then accelerated full throttle the second I came off the curb. That way I don't get oversteer, and that way the car is actually settled on the exit. So we're going to head towards 130R, which of course is flat. We know that from Daily Race A as we go into here, and we're going to head towards the Casio triangle. Same brake marker as Daily Race A. The 100 board there on the left-hand side is your brake marker. I want you to brake in a straight line for this one, okay? Try not to aim for the corner straight away because what will happen if you do that, you'll understeer off and compromise the left of the chicane. So, brake in a straight line here, and that's what we're going to do. Notice that. We brake a straight line, we release the brakes, we turn in. We're going to accelerate a little bit, go to third gear, because if you stay in second, you're going into the barrier. As we continue on round, go towards the right-hand side. Be careful about touching that wall. I touched it on one lap, and it was very frustrating. And that's a 35-0. 34 is definitely possible. I did a lot of laps to try and get the 34, but unfortunately, I didn't get it, and I had to go back to work. Here we are with the controller pad lap then, so you can see here going into the first corner, no real issues there. We accelerate out of here. We're going to go into this, we lift a little bit, and we want to clip the curb. We didn't, so we're compromising the S's already. But you can see we're doing the same thing we did on the wheel. The S's here are not too bad on the pad at all. You really can maximize them on the pad. As we go through this left-hander, do we catch up to my ghost a little bit? We do. So you can see there, I actually compromised my exit because I got it a little bit wrong on the wheel. We head towards Tidgney 1. We go through here, notice a little lift there, and then we brake at the Marshall tent for the second part. Now, I get that a little bit wrong. That's because I don't use the pad every single day. As we continue towards the Dunlop side on the left-hand side, we're going to hit the brakes as we turn in. So we're going to go to second gear. Notice I was in the wrong gear. I started accelerating in first gear. That has compromised my exit there as we continue now towards Spoon. Again, I don't use the pad every day. This is once a week. I do like 20 odd, 30 odd miles here. 50 board down the right side. We chuck it in as we accelerate. And third gear, we just get off the curb in time there. We start to accelerate quite a bit earlier here because I didn't clip the curb, but the curb will help if you do clip it. That is a tongue twister and a half. Now we're going to head towards 130R. Now we're going to approach the corner, which actually the pad does have a weakness for. Not this 130R, the chicane. This pad really does struggle here, in my opinion. So the 100 board there is your brake marker. As we go into here, you notice I turn in, and notice that I get some understeer because of the way the curb reacts with the pad and the pad assist in there. It's just awkward on the pad. I couldn't nail it right at all. I did a few more laps, got the same time again on the pad. Just couldn't nail it at all. That chicane, horrible on the pad. Goal is still possible though, that's why I showed you that lap. So, chase cam here, as we come into here, notice the line I'm taking. ABS is on weak for those wondering. We continue on out of here as we go towards the right. Over towards the left, we clip the curb. Over towards the right, lift off a little bit, clip the curb, accelerate again. I'm going to lift off here and then accelerate through. This corner, you need to get this right, clip the curb. And I'm going to go a bit too deep there. I need to be a bit more towards the right, and that's why this left is compromised. I just went a little bit too far to the outside of the track. As we continue towards taking the 150 board there, turn in, clip the curb, and then the Marshall 10 hit the brakes. Brake a bit later than I did on this particular lap, and you should be fine. We continue on out of there. We're going to head towards the hairpin. Now the Dunlop sign on the left-hand side is your brake marker. We hit the brakes, and then we're going to need second gear. There we go. Notice I don't accelerate until I'm in second gear, unlike the pad lap where I did it in first, and it caused all sorts of issues on the exit. We continue on now towards Spoon. Remember what I said at Spoon? You get to the 50 board, you dab your brakes, fifth gear, turn left, and you should be fine. There we go, look at that. Through we go, accelerate a little bit, then to fourth gear, then to third gear. We clip the curb, and then once we're off the curb, we go full throttle and continue now towards 130R. You can breathe for 130R. It's such an easy corner in this Super Formula car. As we get there, as we keep going, I can sing you a bit of a song. Right, Casio triangle. Remember the 100 board on the left-hand side. We're going to hit the brakes. Brake in a straight line, then release the brakes, turn in, clip the curb on the left, and then third gear, and just be careful on exit due to power oaks here, especially if you're over that curb and on the grass as well. Be careful of the wall here on the right side. Look how close I got there. 35-0. 34 is definitely possible. Really annoyed I didn't get a 34 today. I may jump on a bit later on and get it, but we will see. Now, how do you enter this mode and get 2 million credits? You can get the gold. Well, you go to sport mode from the menu there. You can see here, you've got online time trials. I want you to click that button. You can pick between the two that are available this week. We go into there. And what we can see here is the gold time. So if you get under that time, you are going to get 2 million credits. If you prefer silver or bronze because you're just not quite there in terms of pace, they're the times that you need to get right there. And those times will reduce. So it's a common thing or common question I get asked. Why is the time changed? It's not Gran Turismo changing it. The players get quicker. You need to get quicker as well. That's going to be it for this one. If you did like it, do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Stay in touch with all the latest content, including its 2 million guide every single week. Remember, it's the quickest way to get 2 million credits if you can do it in under an hour. 2 videos there to check out, including last week's time trial. And a big thank you for watching, as always. Check out those partners down below, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.